and a very good morning from MCO. Again, hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another video. This is going to be quite good fun. I honestly did not catch a wink of sleep last night because I've been so excited for this. We're going to put America's flag carrier, American Airlines, to the test basically with 3 flights. We're starting here in Orlando, then we're heading to Washington National, and then onwards to Charlotte, and then back to Orlando, all in one afternoon. So there's a lot riding on this. Hopefully we don't get delayed. I mean, now I've said that we might, but I've left 3 hours at each spot, so this is going to be really good fun. We've got 2 737-800s and an A321, so this is going to be the first of a series of videos. I'm not going to do them all in one hit, however I'm going to try and bring something sort of unique to each part, so it's not just 3 of the same trip reports pretty much. So I really hope you enjoy this. If you haven't done all the YouTube jazz already, feel free to subscribe, share, comment, do whatever. In the meantime, sit back, relax. So my impressions of MCO today are much better than last time. Last time it took over an hour to get airside. Today, only about 20 minutes. So it is much later in the day this time, so there's obviously some massive morning rush that you probably want to try and avoid. Same issues last time though. In the departure lounge there isn't that much to do, but there's plenty of places to sit and just enjoy the views. The views are actually superb, look at that. So I'm having great fun with the camera. So yeah, MCO's better than last time, still not perfect. Here's our 737-800. She's an old girl at 21 years old. So let's get on board and cue the music. All 737 NGs and Maxes are fitted with 16 Collins MIQ domestic first seats and 156 of these beautiful looking Collins Meridian seats. We'll explore the seat features in more detail in a moment, however first impressions are so far pretty good. The cabin crew seemed very nice and happy and friendly, and the flight crew were absolutely incredible. They were so friendly and were giving me great insights as to what this flight would entail, including a really cool approach which you'll see when we land. Right, first impressions. The crew have been very good, very welcoming. The flight deck crew were absolutely amazing. They let me up in the flight deck, get a little look around. And the seat is really comfortable. We've got an adjustable headrest that goes up and down and around your head, which is really good. Much better than what you get on Spirit. The knee room is pretty average. Nothing special. We've got your tray table which comes down and also pulls out as you'd expect, which is all very good. And then the backseat pocket here is actually empty, so you can store what you want, and all the literature is kept above here. Now another feature I really like is this, which is a little phone holder, so you can put your phone in there and watch what you want. We've got USB, we've got universal power cable. So American have stocked their seat out very well. We've got the Boeing airspace cabin over here as well. What's it called? I can't remember the name. Matt, you absolute donut. It's the Boeing Sky interior. Airspace is Airbus. Stupid boy. That is the new design overhead lockers. Sadly the cabin walls are still the original ones that came with the 737, but so far so good. And the wing view, as I'm sure you'd agree, is epic.
Disable or destroy the lavatory smoke detectors. Doing so may result in a fine.
We actually left MCO slightly late as we were awaiting a new IFR release as, well, our route had been changed due to weather along the way. After departure, we got some lovely views of Orlando Executive and main downtown Orlando. I've flown into runway 7 at this airport a handful of times, and it's definitely one of my favourites due to the city views. Promptly after departure began the refreshment service, which was complimentary, which was really nice. The coffee was good and the Biscoff was definitely the highlight. I didn't actually realise that they were a thing in the States, so I was super happy to finally be reunited with my Biscoff, although they kept calling them cookies. Ugh. I'm a big fan of the overhead panel on the passenger seats. The air vents were really easy to use, the lights were nice and bright, and the overhead bins are actually 30% larger, which you can really tell the difference when you look at them. So good job Boeing, and thank you American for installing them. I mentioned the literature, so let's see what's actually in there. Well, firstly there's that sick bag, which isn't literature, but then there's the in-flight entertainment and information leaflet, which was a pretty interesting read. It was well maintained, well kept, and you can see there the list of complimentary beverages and snacks, which, considering it's such a short flight and American are starting to get a little bit stingy, it was pretty good. I was quite happy with it. You got the American 737 safety card. Sadly, the cabin crew didn't let me take it home, but it is what it is, isn't it? The safety card was nice and big, easy to read, and again, in great condition. It wasn't all dog-eared and falling apart. I uploaded this video to my Instagram story using the in-flight Wi-Fi, which was really fast. You could stream and upload video on it. And the best bit, it was free for 20 minutes by watching an ad, which I actually managed to watch the ad 3 times. So, happy days. A full flight pass for $9 was also available, but I'm too broke for that. If you don't want to buy any Wi-Fi, American offer an extensive range of free films that can be streamed to your phone via the Wi-Fi, as well as unlimited access to Apple Music for free during the entire flight. As a non-American, this was a feature I wasn't particularly used to, but turns out is quite common over here, and I think it's a really good idea. Here's our approach into Washington, the River Visual Runway 19, which doesn't happen every day, so we were super lucky to be able to experience this. It's a fairly challenging approach which does require extra simulator training, however both captains and first officers are allowed to fly the approach. The captain was the pilot flying today. It involves a series of turns following the Potomac River with your wings finally levelling at only 100 feet above the runway. And the reason for all these twists and turns? Airspace. Well, in particular, prohibited area 56 Alpha, which literally gets right in the way of runway 19. Airliners are not allowed to fly in these prohibited airspaces, so they basically have to work around them. As you can see here, if you're sat on the left-hand side, the views are absolutely stunning. If you're sat on the right-hand side, you get a great view of the Potomac River and the different bridges that are used as visual checkpoints during the approach. Runway 19 at Washington Reagan is just over 7,000 feet long. Whilst not stupidly short, you do need to be quite precise on the landing, especially if you want to get that handy taxiway for a quick taxi back to the gate. Our pilots today used full reverse, flap 40 and auto brake maximum on the landing, and you really felt it. There's our last turn at 100 feet and about to touch down. The full approach is also going to be posted onto the channel, if it hasn't already. Vacating on 22 onto Juliet means that this 737 stopped in just under 5,000 feet. Wow, I'm actually shaking. That was the coolest approach I've ever experienced, ever. And I mean ever. It's a really interesting airport this, because even though it handles about 20 odd million passengers a year, which is a lot, it's actually not an international airport. It's it's a national airport. It has no immigration services whatsoever. So you can only come here on either domestic flights or flights which are international but have technically arrived as domestic because you've done immigration on the departure end. So it's a really, really fascinating airport with, as we've just seen, a fascinating approach. Well, I mean, look at this, look. Oh, check that out. We're going to continue this journey in part 2, so if you haven't already, subscribe, do whatever, and I'll see you there. Take care.